The Direct delivered dozens of new games, but there are still more, and that's why today we're bringing you 6 new Switch games just announced that weren't part of that Direct. One of them is a release date update, and 5 are new games for you to gobble up or skip. Let's see what they are, Gabe. We're going to start off with one that I know you've been waiting for, and that's why it's at the top of the chart today. It's a release date update for Ultimate Chicken Horse, finally coming to Switch September 25th.
Yes, a perfect game for Nintendo Switch. I've been so excited for it to finally come to the platform. I play it on PC every once in a while with friends of mine, and we have a fantastic time. For anybody unfamiliar with Ultimate Chicken Horse, of course, you're seeing the very charming presentation and art style in the trailer here, but it's a game where you gotta stop your friends from reaching a flag, I guess. It's an ending point with all types of obstacles. It's a really fun co-op experiences. I put this right up there with like Towerfall as things that I love to play with like friends, and local gameplay is going to be perfect for this with single Joy-Con. It's a very basic game. You have the running ability and you can like jump, but that's about it. There's no like complexity to the actual gameplay. It just comes in getting through the obstacles that your friends decide to put for you. You can decide to be a jerk and mess things up for everybody, or try to make it a little bit easier. It's a good mixture of fun, and I absolutely love it. You've played it as well.
Yeah, it definitely walks the fine line of fun and frustration very well, and I don't know, I find it's one of those games that offers a lot of comedic effect, because you can create some very impossible and very frustrating scenarios, or ones that are just very silly, of like forcing people to go super out of their way to get somewhere very simple, and when you do finally reach your goal, oh so satisfying. The nice thing is, it's not only coming to Switch on September 25th, but it's receiving the Chimply Amazing update, so even if you've played this previously, it's getting a lot of new content, including a new monkey character. He's a very cute blue monkey, Gabe. And so there's more stuff. It'll be releasing on all platforms that the game's already on, but it's nice that there's not only the Switch version, but new content coming alongside it.
Yeah, this is like a must-have.
Very, very nice. And in just a little bit of time, week and a half. We don't know when this next one's coming, but I was quite surprised by its announcement. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, Gabe, is coming to Switch. There's no release date, but it was revealed in terms of the playable games at EGX next week. And this is a game that I really liked back in the day. Jake was a massive fan of, and it's a little bit interesting because Lorne Lanning, the creator of Oddworld, had said previously that he wasn't really about the Switch at all. So the fact that this game, again, one from long ago, 2005, is now coming to Switch, pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the success of Switch is hard to ignore when it's like doing that well, and it gives you a chance to, bring in older games. Switch is, kind of known for having older games do well on the platform. Stranger's Wrath, fantastic game on Xbox. Like, man, that was one of my first experiences with the Duke. I actually really like the game as well. I don't remember a ton of it just because
it's so cool because it's from like the Halo-ish era, I guess, and they went with these. First of all, it's a complete like flip on the head of the franchise, when like Oddworld, like sort of more puzzle solving, to this like first person shooter with real crazy weaponry. And I think that's sort of the highlight here. You're this bounty hunter that's going and trying to take down these very terrible villains, and you're doing it with like skunk bombs and all sorts of weird bug creature ammo that I don't know if anything quite like it has ever been released since.
Yeah, it's a very creative game, and you mentioned Halo a little bit. This is like reminiscent of it. Even some of the enemies have like similar like movements and stuff, but yeah, it's a very, very fun game.
They remastered it a while back. Apparently it was initially planned for Wii U. That never came to fruition, so finally hitting a Nintendo console, hopefully sometime soon. All right, next up we have Armello, which is a board game strategy game mixture. It will be releasing at the end of the month, September 27th, for $20, and there's also a complete edition that's releasing for $40, so it doubles up the price, but you apparently get all of the DLC content. And I played this game back when it released a few years back. It was a Kickstarter title. I personally didn't like the pacing of it, but I do remember seeing quite a few positive reviews, and if you are into sort of the fusion of board games and video games, it is one that it's not like a board game on a video game. It really is kind of trying to like merge and mix the concepts.
Yeah, I'm not very familiar with this game at all, so I can't really speak on the quality or anything too much. The thing about board games like this or board like games like this is you probably like need more people. Like it's not a solo experience for the most part. At least that's my understanding of it. So I don't know if I'll be able to check this one out. For my multiplayer fun, I'd much rather do something like Ultimate Chicken Horse. But I mean, it's cool that it's there for those of you that do enjoy it.
Yeah, it does have online multiplayer, and I'm sure that's the ideal way to play as a single player experience. I got kind of bored, but if it's your thing, it has a lot of very furry forest creatures duking it out in a card game, board game, RPG hybrid, releasing in a couple of weeks. All right, we also have a very interesting artsy detective title called A Case of Distrust, and this one is releasing next week on September 20th, and it is set in 1924. It got pretty good reviews when it initially released on other platforms, and they describe it as a hybrid between like Phoenix Wright and the adventure game 80 Days with an art style without eyeballs.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is one of the lines in the game that you're going to read. It says, "The cat looked quizzically at the open door, then back at me. Sorry, fella, there's no grub in there for me either." So this is like totally up my alley, just the charm of it. And it's simple in its visuals, but it's also like very pretty as well. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of into the whole silhouette nature of it. I don't know. It's interesting.
It's got a striking look for sure. And if you're waiting for something along the lines of Phoenix Wright or those type of adventure titles to hit Switch, there are others, but this one looks to be kind of a fun one, and it got pretty solid reviews. All right, let's go to Dungreed. Nicholas is a big proponent of Switch, and they're bringing this 2D side-scroller with roguelite elements to the Switch. No set date announced yet, but this was just announced, and it is coming at us. It reminds me a lot of Rogue Legacy. I kind of think that's one of the remaining like tentpole roguelikes that's missing from the platform. Maybe this will kind of help fill the void. It does have procedurally generated levels, and they say it has near infinite gameplay.
Rogue Legacy is my favorite roguelike. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of the genre, but that is my favorite one.
Did not know that about you.
Yeah. Dungreed has very positive reviews on Steam, mostly positive recent reviews, so people have been liking what they've been doing with the game. Team Hore doing a good job there. $9.99, so the price is, right for a roguelike. I think that's a decent price, because some of these are like $20, $30. Shout out to Dead Cells, but that's a completely different game. I might try this one, especially since you say that it reminds you of my favorite roguelike of all time. So
it does, and I don't know if the gameplay is as tight. Makes me think. My favorite roguelike is probably Enter the Gungeon.
Yeah, I know you absolutely love that game.
Fantastic title, and if this can come even close, probably worth it at $10. One more to go for today, and that would be the mobile game Downwell, or I guess PC game, also mobile game Downwell. And I call it a mobile game not because I think it's not good, but because it literally is vertical like a phone, and it's actually a really fun one. Now, this appeared in the Japanese Direct, so technically it was part of Nintendo's processions this week, but it did not show up in our Direct, and therefore I didn't even know it was coming until I saw it discussed on Twitter. It's a really cool game. You're moving downward and acquiring power-ups. It does have roguelike elements itself, a bit of a platformer, a bit of a scroller. It's a superstar title, so as long as it's priced appropriately, like it's a couple bucks on Steam and a couple bucks on iPhone, like this is what I'm absolutely going to add as just, hey, I'm bored, let's pull this out.
Yeah, the price has to be right. And I don't know if you saw it, but there was an image of Downwell, like the game being like vertical, but like with the NES Joy-Con on the bottom, because like it like faces like the appropriate way. So yeah, I'll put the image here like on screen. You guys can check it out as well. But that would be like a perfect way to play it.
Yeah,
it won't work because those NES things are only for the NES. But it would be great.
Yeah, vertical play will be really cool. It's like a giant Downwell. That's actually exciting. And again, like normally I feel a type of way about super small games that have appeared on, iPhone. And this one did originate on PC, so it's not. But it just reminds me of it because of the verticality and the like. It just straight up looks like it. But here's a case where I'm really excited for this to come to Switch. And as long as they don't balloon the price too much, you gotta pick it up. And I'm assuming it's coming everywhere, even though it was oddly shown in the Japanese Direct and not at all over here. They're calling it Tate mode, which is the vertical mode. So
yeah,
I'm excited to tate it up with Downwell. All right, that's the list of games for today. Ultimate Chicken Horse getting a date. Oddworld Stranger's Wrath, an odd choice coming out of nowhere, but a cool one to add to the lineup. We have Armello, the board game RPG hybrid. We have a Case of Distrust, bringing cats and featureless faces to the Switch. Dungreed, maybe drumming up some Rogue Legacy vibes. And then Downwell, turning my Switch on its side. Gabe, which are you most excited for from today's list?
You know I am going to go with Ultimate Chicken Horse. I've been wanting the game on Switch for a long time. We knew it was coming, but we just never had any idea what the date was. And now that it's finally coming and it's so soon, I'm going to be all over that.
I'm going to go with Downwell. I really love that game, and I have been utilizing my Switch for bite-sized experiences on planes and just kind of in between events or meetings or things of that sort lately. So Downwell, getting that going. I never got super far in it on my iPhone or PC, so maybe I can actually make serious progress. Ultimate Chicken Horse is one I'll pick up as well. Me and my brothers really enjoy that. And this chimp update, I'm kind of all about it.
Yeah, same here.
Let us know in the comments down below, guys and girls, which game you are most excited for from this list. Obviously, there were tons of really cool announcements at the Direct, but we wanted to make sure to highlight others that didn't quite make it into the show, and that is what you have here with these 6. In the meantime, everyone, make sure to subscribe to stay up to date on the latest and greatest from the Switch and more games each and every week. We will bring them to you. You can follow us on Twitter and Discord if you want more information and more Switch fun. But for now, thanks so much for watching, everybody. Have a fantastic day. We love you. For myself and Gabe, Switch Force